to the channel. I know it's been a while that I made a video, but well, there's a reason for that because we have been on like let's keep it at like few trips. Yeah, let's say something like that. We've been trying to connect a lot or some dots on the real life basis of this journey of creating Louise. Yeah, and well, so far so good, I guess. Just baby steps, little process, but they are something. So guess not too bad. Well, on my exit, I got this Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. So I think this been my favorite purchase in the last few months. Not much, but yeah. So today we're gonna be like deep diving on what we talked about in the last video. The last time I think we talked about the Louise ecosystem. I feel that is the first place, people, or like the first talk we've had that shifts this whole Louise idea from it just being more than a clothing brand, etc. So yeah. So this time being, I had to figure out how the community and everything is gonna come and how it's gonna work. So we started creating our own little community in real life, right? Not online, not because of followers. That comes later. But with one of the things I knew about the failure of my last brand, I wouldn't call it failure, but like lesson, is trying to build something from the front end. Let's say the online aspects, right? We try to bump with ads, get people to see, but no connections, because it's just through the screen, just like you're talking to me. So yeah, we try to figure out the best ways to start this ecosystem to try to get people to understand what Louise is probably about, before like the rest of the world or the rest of everyone else can understand. That is very important. So we were in Lagos for a while. About 2 months working, meeting up with people we want and feel like they could be part of this journey, and introduce them to the Louise ecosystem. Alright. What we are trying to do with the ecosystem is probably more than what I had to unpack in the last video, and it's probably more than what I'm trying to unpack on this video also, right? We have a couple of guys now doing things in the name of Louise. They believe in the vision, they believe in ideas, but this time the people we have are not consumers and they are not workers. These are full-blown Louise models. Now I'm gonna explain how we're dealing with the aspect of how I want to model out the brand. Now when I say models, I'm not actually talking about actual models, because we thought about that and we said one thing we're trying to bring with Louise is we want everyone to, feel like this is something they could touch. This is very connected with them. So, what better way to tell that story? What better way to make people believe in this idea and this brand and actually using people around them, just like me, you watching this video, extraordinary people. So once we're in Lagos, we actually had to tap into some of these little communities that we are trying to bring together, right? And I do show you a representation now. I'm gonna draw it out. This right here, let's call it Lowes A. This right here, this is Lowes A ecosystem. This right here is Lowes A, right? All these lines, wires are the ecosystem, the connection to this, right? These wires go different ways: clothing, hospitalities, recreational, architects, name it, right? There's countless wires, right? But you having the ideas of these wires, that is one thing, right? All these wires, all these hooks, they need to connect and make this bulb, the Lowes A, light up. It has to be lit up. It has to be lit up for the wires to be working, for the connections to be working. So right in this phase, I would say that like we gathering these wires together, each by each, trying to get our bulb to spark up. So we're a community, right? Lowes A, we're community, leisure community, right? But on a good sense, how could we actually build our community? Because what happens, are we gonna like walk up to everyone and be like, join our community, be part of our community? That also takes the idea of Lowes A out, because we're not trying to get anybody out from any community. We want to have all the communities inside Lowes A. All these wires are different communities, the Lowes A style, right? So once when we're in Lagos, we started meeting this niche of people, really cool people that are part of communities, part of places that we see ourselves excelling as a brand, as a Lowes A, and places that we see that we can help people out, places we see that can help us, we can help them, right? So we talk about like this kid, DC, he's a BMX rider. No much, he hasn't had like an endorsement or anything like most BMX people have here, right? So only when Red Bull comes, goes, they do some things with them, right? He just rides bike. You see Waff Park, I think that's the only skate park. This actually, a kind of world class standard and the whole country. Right? We had this kid from there, Gabriel, about very young, skating. So we don't we we don't want to get them out of the different communities. Now I'm using these two subjects. We don't want to get them out of the communities. We want to make their life better because that's what Lose is gonna be about, making what we love better, the leisure, the time that we spend for ourselves better. And I'll give you an example. When I met Gabriel, the skater, he couldn't pull up a lot of tricks with his skateboard, and I was like, why? I was like, he's good, but his skateboard wasn't really the best, and it wasn't safe pulling up some kind of tricks, or at least learning how to pull up some kind of tricks. And we got him a skateboard, and well, he's very happily skating now, very happily. And that is thanks to Louis, because today we are buying this skateboard for this kid, but next year or years to come, we are actually the ones making the skateboards for. It's one Gabriel today, right? In the future, it's like 10 tomorrow, 100 next tomorrow, 10,000 one day. We're helping them out with our skateboard. We don't actually have to buy it. Then we go to DC. He talked about how Red Bull comes in. Yeah, that is cool, and that is good because they are the only one who actually give these people some kind of exposure, like make them feel like, yeah, what you're doing is worth it and we like it. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna sign you just like Supreme signs this other science skaters, scientists, and you're gonna be like our athlete, right? You're gonna be like our athlete. And someone like Gabriel just keep growing up. I'm like, we're gonna be in your life for a while, kid. And maybe in 2 years, we see where you are. Thanks to us and your hard work, we are gonna work together and see. So basically, like we're talking like how Adidas came for Messi at a young age, came for Nike, and Nike came for Ronaldo, Nike came for Jordan at a young age. So what we are studying, the early stages of these brands, because they had to be a pillar of communities before anything that we see today. We talked with DC about the challenges that they see as bikers and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a pretty straightforward moments together with them. Like I was always in the skate park with these guys. I saw challenges that people facing today, and those challenges that people like that are facing today are challenges that we always are going to try to tackle. Because let me say that like kids that skate good there, some doesn't have the best shoes. So imagine we have this Lose basics. These are just shoes as basics that in the future that we hope it's like Air Force Ones, it's like Sambas, it's just like a level entry shoes for all these skaters, all these bikers. Normal be I could be wearing it right now, but they're just basics. But we're not really gonna pull them out from the WAF Park, because shout out to WAF Park, WAF Park for having the park and doing those things for the kid. We're not gonna pull them out, but I also do not see a reason why you have a park and the best skaters, the people that actually have passion for this thing, can walk into your store and afford a lot of things, if not or everything, So That is the way Louis ships, you know. So back to the models. This is how we explain. We wouldn't want to announce Louis and then we have face of the prettiest face, the prettiest bodies, and model in our club. We want to have the person next to you model in our clothes because they're a good singer. They they're a good soccer player, football player. They're a good skater. They're good at all these things that I can mention out of my head. And with Louis, they are here, right? They are here, and Louis maybe here because mind you, most of these guys I'm talking about, they get views, right, on YouTube, Twitter, doing stunts and stuff, but is he actually, reflecting? That is one thing. So you're here, Louis is here right for now. If Louis comes here, then we all both are going here, right? It's something that we want to have for everyone as part of the journey, like growing up. Thanks to Louis, make things better. Because like with the motto we have now, everyone deserves leisure, not some, everyone. Because like what I told the kid back then, we didn't get you a skateboard because you're the best kid a year. We got you a skateboard because you deserve to be the best kid a year. You deserve to have the chance to prove yourself. And that is kind of thing what we're trying to do with the communities. How we're gonna be talking with those people. So bringing back to the communities, these models, we're gonna have events across every year. Some like we're talking about the BMX events, but we say let's say like we say go BMX, or we say skate, our own style, and one of the things that on the Bible that one of the things on the Bible that we wrote about this events communities, if the Brown Bible, is the principles, community before hype, because these events are going to be basically built for each communities. Because we started off like Amazon, like okay, we want to sell books like Amazon, but no one knows internally what we're trying to do. Maybe if you're watching this video, you know that there is endless possibility, like some our own world. But yeah, we start with this community, with these people. We're gonna meet more, and we're gonna try to build for generations, not seasons, with them, right? So one thing you're gonna understand with the Louis is that we are trying to like where we come and live. We actually have to live everywhere better than we come. We see a local gym in the streets, and they're going hard. We supply with gym. We supply them with gym gears, gym wears, and everything. Like literally, be their own backbone, be our own backbone, and they could also be our own backbone, also, right? So we're gonna have this event to start strengthening like community engagements on real life, getting people together to in the course of Louis, but also doing their thing, right? One very good aspect, one very good event that we came up with is called the Louis League. It's like a 9-10 men aside pro league, with like 5 teams documented. We have it like for every year, like for a month. Maybe after the main football seasons like EPL run out, we have our own league where we show live broadcasts, behind the scenes, documentaries of the players, use of players, sign players to pro, have academies, I have etc for the league. But yeah, it's a full-blown league, and people are watching league because people love football. People are watching this league, and well, what they were in to play, they were in Lower Z to play this league. The whole 8 teams, different jerseys, Lower Z style. That is actually how we could have a substance and add value to our jerseys. Because, like I said, when you say we're trying to make jerseys, for example, when we're trying to make jerseys that how brands make jerseys stand for style, fashionable, etc. These are functional things. I think we want to call it like wearables, playables. For the ones you could play, functionality matters. So what actually gonna drive people to like get those jerseys, like drop the Nikes, drop the Adidas, at least where we at, right? At least for where we at now, those Nikes, Adidas, they are not from here, but like they're big here, but like if we're breathing something here, like we need people to drop those and pick us up. Apart from the price, we have to make them feel connected with the stars, that is not just a club. Because right now we talk with like back to DC, the BMS guy, I talked with him, and we have this whole future plan that with him, with the brand, we see what we want to do with him. And I said, dude, this, I had a talk with him one day, and I had this book from WAF that it's about their case stuff. He loved it. He was like, dude, I'm getting goosebumps and stuff. And I was like, yeah, you wouldn't feel what I'm saying if maybe we were typing, texting. But now, after I leave here and we send you a pack, like maybe the first guest, the first Lower Z key, the first everything from us, you could actually feel it. You could actually feel it because you've talked about this with someone, the creators. You felt it. Like this is not just another Instagram brand hitting you up trying to use your skills. Yeah, you have skills, but you are trying to be there with you in the next year, next 2 years, next 3 years, next 4, right? And you have to actually keep getting better, because we are going to definitely getting better. So are these events. So we're having this league, right? Year in, year out, like for the next 20 years, we have our pro league, we have our skate this, we have our skate that, we have recreational hospitalities, like we have a skate park. Definitely we need a skate park. Different cities that do not even think that a skate park would have ever come to. Like, I mean, I give Gabriel an example that like when I was young, I don't know if I've said this in another video, but like when I was young, I had this skateboard, but I couldn't skate because right in Nigeria, you could walk out your street and the roads are not good. No skate park, nothing. So like, yeah, I could do some level extent, but I couldn't. The growth and my idea of skating, it was stunts, and it had some limits because of things around me. So a lot of things people do in this country today and everything, it has a limit of where it stops because of who is taking care of this people, who's taking care of these babies, who's taking care of these creatives, who's taking. That's where Lower Z comes in. We're not only trying to be like a clothing brand again. We're trying to be like a government for the creatives, for the athletes, for the people doing what they love, not making money from it. When Lower Z enters the conversation, it's supposed to make whatever you're doing worth doing for life, for at least a very reasonable amount of time. That is how you're gonna start generating these communities, this ecosystem, and then imagine that this skate park, right, in this state, let's use this place as an example. Let's use ABJ as an example. There's skate park in ABJ, right? You have the Lower Z skate park in ABJ, and you pull up to the skate park. There's the skate ring, everything, and there's also the retail store where we sell gears, workshop where we make skateboards. Like you could buy it off there, and you don't have to like actually go to a bank for like those things. So we have like a retail store for the clothes, skateboard, etc. But we also have like a cafe, a coffee shop for relaxation. Like, okay, you don't like skating, you could chill out, right? And in another location, that same city, we have a football stadium for like nine style, maybe stadiums that we host the league occasionally, but you know, it's still good for entry. Like we have these things, so like with the Lewis ecosystem community, just like one city, different architects, real estate, recreational things. Like we could have like 5 things in that city, different communities, bringing everybody together because of Lewis. So that is the idea. So you could do that with one city, you could do that with another city. We also work with like what we think the vibes is in the city, on the community. Like, you know, what do they like, how do they like it, how can we help them make it better. And we also doing that, and we also have those commercial spaces for people that, you know, want to keep rocking with what they do, because we're just gonna be like the Facebook to social media. We're just gonna be like the wind that keeps the surf, that makes the waves come for all those people. So these models are just gonna be the first iteration of this, because if today, you know, this is your next door neighbor, and you know, yeah, this guy's a BMX guy, but he's just a BMX guy. What else does he do? Because why in Nigeria do like a creative person have like 5 other jobs to sustain? Yeah, the investment, all this that is normal for a human being, but people should actually be earning or feel at least secure doing what they do, that okay, that we have a system that keeps us afloat doing all these things. That is what Lewis is gonna be. It's gonna be like an iOS, yeah, an iOS for sorry, it's gonna be an iOS for all this stuff, yeah. So it's something that's gonna take time, I won't lie, but I feel like one of the past months that I try to achieve is leaving the Lewis in the computer system and iPads and files about Lewis, etc, blah blah blah, and actually go out and talk to people about Lewis, you know, face, and you know, see how they react to it. And yeah, positive, simple maybe way I tell people about Lewis now, that, you know, I know they might just best understand easily. I just say I'm trying to build our Nike, right? And when I say that, people might just look at Nike as the people that does the boots, and everything. But yeah, if probably you have a chance to go to some communities, you're gonna see a lot of things that Nike have done in communities that you don't know about. I'm definitely sure that there's football pitches in like some cities around the world that was done by Nike. Maybe now they have the Nike stadium, sports stadium, I think the Nike stadium. Like, yes, in the world, you see those big scale now, but you had to start somewhere. Because when I say we build it on Nikes, people might think, oh, Nike's now, but it was just a running shoe company, right? Or Adidas was just a football company. So like, but people have this attachment to these communities because one or two things they have done for them. So for now, in this early years for Lewis, it's probably Lewis just doing things for people, and yeah, definitely keep doing it for the future, you know, and hopefully we become one of the most influential lifestyle companies through building this ecosystem where we bring all these different ideas. I showed you the bulb and light that bulb up, light the idea up. That's definitely why we basic. So we basically meeting all these people. We started. We are looking to start the Big Key ASS campaign initiative called the Black Keys Sokobison, where it's part of this initiative where we are working and sponsoring Black Keys around the world, starting from here at least. It's mostly BKS is mostly for athletes. So like we have Black Keys giving them opportunity to chase their athletic dream, skater, biker, footballer, basketballer, anything that when it reaches the stage that we could do. So yeah, we have the Black Keys support, and we're gonna have much more things like that, around communities, going around, helping people for down. It's gonna be a lot, like financially, because we are not really gonna look for returns now, but yeah. So we're gonna have the creative agency for football agents, not like total football agents, but like I think sportsmen and sports people, especially footballers, because that's like the sports I watch the most. They need creative direction too, like not only agents, managers, but like football is getting more aesthetically pleasing every day. It's becoming big in America, and pushing the market, different styles. So yeah, footballers reach the point they actually need creative directions, right? So at least from here, imagine really being it's our academy, being the first to have like creative directors for these guys, how they're branded, your star, pops out. Yeah. So that is what we're trying to do. So yeah, we're gonna get this experience across at least for the next 2 years. Now, gonna see where it takes us and where we are, and hopefully we do good by ourselves, by people, and by the communities that we're trying to build. So until next time,